God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved Son, listen to my voice attentively, for I am about to unveil mysteries that have been kept in my heart long before you ever took your first breath. See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands." Isaiah chapter 49 verse 16. Do not allow the voices around you to belittle the greatness of what I am about to do. You have walked through silent paths where you believed no one saw your effort, your tears, and your secret sacrifices, but every step you took was observed by me with the zeal of a father. While the world looked at your ground as barren, I saw deep roots being formed within you, roots of resilience, roots of faith, roots of unshakable trust. Do you feel ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and blessings that God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms your inner world and reflects outwardly. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click on the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. I hid you in certain seasons to protect you, not to punish you. I silenced you to mature you, not to diminish you. I pulled you back to strengthen you, not to shame you. What looked like abandonment was actually preparation. What looked like delay was alignment. And what looked like loss was repositioning for a harvest that is already ripe, ready, reserved, and sealed in my name. Comment, I trust in the love of God, He is my refuge. Now, my son, behold the movement I am making in your story, for this is the time when the invisible will become visible, and the improbable will become undeniable. This is not merely about opening doors, this is about leading you into a level where doors open by your very presence. When they walked over you with disdain, I was watching. When they belittled you, I was shaping you. When they tried to silence you, I was expanding your capacity. When they left you alone, I sustained you. And when you thought you had no strength left, I carried you in my arms. I did not prepare you just to survive, I prepared you to govern. I did not train you merely to endure, I trained you to triumph. A spiritual maturity was birthed in you during the days of tears, and now that maturity will become your platform of authority. What once wounded you now strengthens you. What once delayed you now propels you. What once hurt you now becomes part of the testimony that will bring healing to many. I saw when you chose to honor me even without understanding, when you served without applause, when you obeyed without visible reward. That is why the time of response has arrived. Comment, I know that God is moving pieces in my favor. My son, hear what I declare from the heights of heaven, no strategy formed against you will prosper, for no weapon forged against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17. Nothing planned against your life has escaped my eyes. I saw every arrow, every twisted word, every misunderstanding, every unjust judgment thrown against you. But I allowed some of them because I knew you would come out stronger, wiser, and sharper. Opposition is confirmation of destiny, and attacks are proof that your calling is real. When silence surrounded you and you thought nothing was happening, I was weaving, aligning, overturning tables, confusing strategies, and sealing your victory. Your enemies did not understand that you carried an invisible shield, one that never fails, because I myself am your shield. What they do not know is that the same ground where they tried to bury you will become the soil where I cause your harvest to flourish with intensity. Comment: no weapon formed against me will prosper, for God is my defender. My son, I will transform every loss into manifestation so great that even your adversaries will acknowledge that you were protected by me. Nothing that happened to you was in vain. That abandonment hurt, I know. The silence was heavy, I saw it. The closed doors exhausted you, I felt it. But every one of those moments was a necessary shift, because I was removing you from environments that were not aligned with my purpose for you. There are places you will never return to, and that is not punishment, it is protection. There are people who will not be part of the next season, and that is not rejection, it is mercy. I pulled you away from conversations that would have destroyed your spirit. I removed you from situations that would have killed your future. I interrupted paths that would have led you to irreversible defeats. And now, your spirit is finally strong enough to carry what I am about to pour out. My son, take a deep breath, because this is the season of the turning point. Comment: I believe that God turns losses into victories. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. Listen, my son, for I am the one who fulfills what He promises. Faithful is He who calls you, and He will also do it. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 24. You thought I had changed my mind because of the delays, but I never change my opinion about what I have written concerning you. My decrees do not waver. My promises do not retreat. My words do not return empty. You were shaped in the secret place, but you will be honored in public. The time you endured with patience will be remembered as the time when my hand sustained you. All the silence that once suffocated you will now give way to a new sound, the sound of abundant harvest. The sound of doors opening. The sound of answers descending. The sound of restoration manifesting. This is the time when what was invisible will begin to take form before you. Take hold of your confidence and hold it firmly, because what I am bringing is far too great for you to be shaken by any contrary voice. Comment: God is faithful to fulfill everything He promised. My son, you will not be remembered for the battles you faced, but for the glory of the victory you conquered. You walked through valleys that would have destroyed many, yet you came out whole, not by your strength, but because I sustained you. You endured pressures that no one imagines, and even so, you kept your faith. While others interpreted your quietness as weakness, I saw in it your greatest sign of strength. For your silence was not surrender, it was trust. Your silence was not defeat, it was maturation. Your silence was not abandonment, it was heavenly strategy. Now I am turning every word spoken against you into fuel for your ascension. Every door that closed will become a platform for others to open. Every person who underestimated you will witness the difference between being lifted by men and being lifted by me. My son, I will not only raise you, I will establish you. Comment, I believe God is preparing me for something greater. Understand this, my son, you will no longer walk among ruins, for those who sow in tears will reap with joy. Psalm 126 verse 5. You sowed in pain, in silence, in faithfulness, in sacrifice, and now you will reap in honor. Do not allow the enemy to convince you that nothing has changed. I have already set miracles in motion that have not yet reached your eyes but are already decreed. There is a movement in the invisible that surpasses your understanding. You will witness restorations that seemed impossible, answers that exceed logic, and paths no one would have imagined for you. For when I open a way, no wall can remain standing. When I say now, nothing can stop the fulfillment. And when I decide to honor a son, no one can hinder the manifestation of the promise. This is the time when your heart will testify that I was with you every second. Comment, my tears will turn into a harvest. My son, remember this, no word spoken against you will remain standing. I myself will overturn every sentence, erase every unjust judgment, and restore every area they tried to destroy. Do not worry about revenge, I am your justice. Do not worry about explanations, I am your truth. Do not worry about defense, I am your shield. And what I am preparing for you is so powerful, so far beyond your understanding, that you will look back and say, if I had known what God was doing, I would have trusted even more. I moved pieces in silence. I tore down obstacles in the dark. I silenced voices without you noticing. I aligned paths that were crooked. And when everything seemed still, I was accelerating your destiny. Nothing I have done will remain hidden. Everything will become evident. Comment, I rest knowing that God is my justice. Son, engrave this deep within your soul, the Lord Himself goes before you, He will be with you, He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 8. You never walked alone, even though you often believed you did. On the nights when you cried in secret, I was there. On the days when you thought of giving up, I held you. In the moments when you did not understand the reason for so much pressure, I was forging your endurance. Nothing was wasted, absolutely nothing. What you called a desert was, in truth, my school. What you called silence was my voice shaping you. What you called delay was my strategy preparing you for greater leaps. Now, my son, walk with courage. For I am with you in the valley, on the mountain, at the door that opens and the door that closes. I lead you, I teach you, I protect you, I lift you. Comment, God goes before me, I am not alone. And now, my son, prepare your heart to live the most extraordinary chapter of your story. For I am turning your life upside down, not to confuse you, but to promote you. I am taking you out of the shadows and bringing you into the light. I am taking you out of waiting and leading you into fulfillment. I am lifting you from low places and positioning you in high places. Nothing that wounded you will remain as a scar of pain, but as a mark of victory. I will honor you not because of what you desired, but because of what you endured. I will exalt you not because you asked, but because you remained. You will witness with your eyes what you once could only believe with your heart. And when it happens, your soul will know, it was all worth it. Comment, I receive God's new season for my life. Incline your heart, for what I am about to reveal is not just a promise, it is a decree already moving in the heavens on your behalf. I tell you today, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. Many tried to dim your light, silence your voice, reduce your worth, and declare the end of your story before it had even truly begun. They thought you were too fragile, too quiet, too alone, but they did not see what I saw. They did not perceive the depth of your roots, the strength of your faith, the courage of your spirit. They did not know that while they were trying to bury you, I was planting you. While they laughed at your delay, I was maturing your harvest. While they called you invisible, I was shaping you in the secret place. Every tear you shed became a foundation stone, every injustice was transformed into inner strength, every silent battle forged a new level of authority within you. Not a single moment of pain was wasted, each one became part of the structure that now supports the greatness about to emerge. You were never abandoned, never forgotten, never ignored. You were being prepared. And that is precisely why nothing will be able to stop what has already been decreed over your life. I saw when doors were slammed in your face, when they judged you by your appearance, when they diminished you in hidden conversations, and when they pushed you aside as if your destiny were irrelevant. I saw when they treated you as an option when you deserved to be a priority, and I witnessed every moment you endured unjust accusations, placed in situations that seemed designed to crush you. And even then, you remained. You remained firm when everything around you threatened to collapse. You remained faithful when discouragement tried to paralyze you. You remained silent when your heart longed to scream from the weight of pain and injustice. My child, every humiliation was recorded, every heavy tear was stored in the eternal archives, every invisible battle was written in the heavenly books. Nothing escaped my sight. Your endurance became like gold refined in the fire, shining with purity and strength. Your patience transformed into a spiritual weapon so sharp that the enemy did not know how to fight against it. Your faithfulness, even wounded, drew my gaze so intensely that I decreed from my throne, "Enough. It is time for reversal." For everything that hurt you will become the platform that will lift you higher, and everything they tried to use to destroy you will become evidence of my intervention. My child, listen to what I tell you now with the strength of heaven. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. You were not defeated by the storms, you were strengthened by them. You were not destroyed by the silence, you were trained through it. You were not diminished by the losses, you were positioned because of them. What seemed like abandonment was strategy. What seemed like delay was preparation. What seemed like loss was a divine covering. My child, you were prepared to carry something far too great to be placed in the hands of someone who has never been broken. That is why I hid you. That is why I silenced voices. That is why I removed people from your path. I protected you from environments that would have crushed your essence. I delivered you from alliances that would have stolen your inheritance. And now, what once was pain becomes the very seed of your greatest victory, for every tear watered the ground where your destiny is about to blossom. Nothing was wasted, nothing was accidental, everything was purpose. Comment: I believe in God's protection over my life. Now listen to my voice with profound reverence, for I speak from eternity into the very core of your being. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30 verse 5. My child, what looked like a long, relentless night is now giving way to a sunrise that no darkness will be able to resist. The season changes now. The heaviness breaks now. The waiting finds purpose now. What once wounded you will have no authority over what I am about to place in your hands. I will turn your shame into honor, your pain into authority, and your tears into an abundant harvest. Every time they mocked you, I was watching. Every time they said you would never arrive, I whispered to the heavens, He will make it. And now the time has come for you to reap. And I will not give you a small harvest, I will give you an overflowing one, a harvest so abundant, so undeniable, so swift, that even your enemies will witness it and be unable to question my hand upon your life. It will be so glorious that even you will ask, how did this happen so quickly? Comment, I believe my harvest is coming. You were not shaped to live among ruins but to rebuild them with glory. You were not formed to crawl but to walk boldly in elevated places. I did not take you out of the valley merely to lift you up. I brought you out so that your entire life would become a living testimony of my faithfulness. Look back and see, none of your losses were true losses. Everything they removed from your path, I allowed only to make room for something far greater. Nothing that left you was part of your eternal destiny. When I removed certain people, I protected your soul. When I shut doors, I redirected your steps. When I allowed silence, I refined your spiritual ears. And now, my child, you are ready. Ready to govern over what once wounded you. Ready to walk in honor where you were once humiliated. Ready to flourish in places where they swore no life could grow. What once broke you will now bow to you. What once silenced you will now witness your voice rise with divine authority. What once diminished you will now reveal the strength I placed within you from the beginning. Comment, I accept the restoration God has prepared for me. And I speak to you now with heavenly authority. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. Psalm 121 verse 5. My beloved child, nothing formed against you will prevail, not words, not envy, not manipulation, not hidden schemes. Every arrow launched against you collapsed before it could reach your skin. What the enemy believed would weaken you only strengthened you. What he thought would destroy you became the foundation I used to elevate you. Every attack, every whisper, every injustice was transformed in my hands into spiritual muscle and unshakable resilience. He thought he was silencing you, but I turned your silence into a sharpened sword. He thought your tears were signs of defeat, but each one became fuel for my intervention. And now the moment has come to reverse everything. Every lie will become a testimony. Every injustice will become a promotion. Every wound will become a crown of double honor. Every valley will become your pathway. Every desert will bloom into a garden before your eyes. What once oppressed you will now obey you. What once drained you will now serve your destiny. Comment, I believe that God protects me and defends me. My child, many will look at your new season and ask, how did this happen? And your only response will be, God did it. There will be no logical, earthly, human explanation, because what I am about to release will not be subtle, it will be unmistakably divine. It will not be small, it will be magnificent. It will not be gradual, it will break forth like sudden light after a long night. I did not pull you out of the valley to place you in an ordinary place. I brought you out to position you in a place so radiant, so intentional, that even those who underestimated you will be forced to recognize my hand upon your life. Those who wounded you will witness your elevation. Those who rejected you will watch as I prepare a table before you. Those who doubted you will see your harvest bloom in full view. And it will not be revenge, it will be confirmation. It will not be humiliation for them, it will be exaltation for you. What I am preparing is not to shame anyone, but to fulfill my eternal purpose in you. Comment, I receive the exaltation God has prepared for me. And now I tell you, my child, he who began a good work in you is faithful to complete it. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6. I did not begin something within you just to abandon it halfway. I did not bring you this far to leave you behind. I did not sculpt your inner being only to leave the outer unfinished. Everything you endured, every tear, every silence, every delay, every door that closed, was part of a precise and intentional preparation. You are a work in progress, but not an ordinary one. You are precious, handcrafted, designed with eternal purpose. I strengthened your foundation so nothing could shake you later. I deepened your faith so nothing could break you. I expanded your vision so nothing could limit you. I made you walk slowly so your steps would be firm. I made you wait so your heart would be ready. I allowed you to weep so your compassion would be real. And now, my child, you are ready to carry what others could not withstand. Comment, I believe God will complete His work in me. And so I say to you with everlasting love, your time has come. The time of harvest. The time of honor. The time of full restoration. The time of divine reversal. The time when you will see with your own eyes what you once only dared to believe in your spirit. You were never pushed aside, you were hidden. You were never rejected, you were preserved. You were never forgotten, you were prepared. Now everything that looked like delay will reveal itself as acceleration. Everything that looked like an end will reveal itself as a beginning. Everything that looked like loss will reveal itself as foundation. Arise, my child, for you will go far. Speak, for your voice now carries authority. Dream, for your dreams are aligned with my heart. Walk forward, for I lift you into a season that will transform your entire story. Nothing will remain the same. Nothing will stay small. Nothing will stay broken. Your new chapter begins now. Comment, I receive my time of honor and harvest. When others insisted there was no exit, I had already opened a road through the wilderness. When they swore it was too late, I had already set the perfect hour for your breakthrough. When they predicted your collapse, I had already declared your victory. You are not defined by your failures, nor by the scars that life has placed upon you. You are defined by the promises I breathed over you long before you took your first breath. The stones thrown at you cannot undo what I have written. The voices that abandoned you do not cancel my determination to complete what I started. Your story will not end in wounds, it will unfold in power, resilience, and a strength forged only in those who walk intimately with me. The desert will not be your dwelling place, it will be the passage that prepares you to carry the abundance I am releasing. And even when the climb feels unbearably steep, each breath you take is a step closer to the destiny that has always belonged to you. Do not worry about those who hurt you, justice belongs to me. Do not exhaust yourself trying to prove your worth, I will be the one to reveal the truth. Do not chase after what others shattered, I will rebuild all things in glory. The harvest is not far, it is already rising on the horizon. What seems distant to you is already drawing near in my hands. What appears forever sealed is already opening under my command. What you thought was lost beyond recovery is already being restored piece by piece. Nothing will be left incomplete, nothing will end in disappointment, because I am the author who finishes everything with precision and honor. You will not need to beg for what I have declared to be yours. Doors closed by people will not hinder my heavenly gates from opening. And when the blessing arrives, it will not be fragile, it will be unshakable. No one will steal what I place upon your life. No hand will revoke the promise I have spoken. Every change that comes will bear my fingerprint, undeniable and radiant. Your suffering has never been hidden from me. Every tear has been counted, every heartbreak stored in my eternal memory. What once attempted to silence you will become the testimony that echoes my faithfulness. While others collapse under adversity, you will remain standing, because your strength does not come from this world but from my spirit within you. What wounded you will not define you, it will refine you. What delayed you will not conquer you, it will prepare you. What humiliated you will not mark you, it will propel you into a new dimension of grace. Your faith has been tested like gold in a furnace. And the more the flame tried to consume you, the purer your essence became. You did not emerge weakened, you emerged fortified. The things that once shook your heart will no longer have the power to bend you. The tears that once flowed so easily will transform into wells of joy. The harvest I am bringing will exceed the pain you endured. The victory I am shaping will rise far above the battles you faced. The reward I have prepared will overflow every expectation. You were not invisible to those who wounded you, but above all, you were never invisible to me, not even for a heartbeat. I have seen everything, I know everything. And I am handling everything. Nothing has been in vain. No delay has been wasted. No detour has been a mistake. Every twist, every silence, every setback has secretly cooperated to place you exactly where you need to be, at the exact moment I ordained before time began. Now, new chapters are being written in your story, chapters not filled with tears, but with restoration, not with loss, but with abundance, not with despair, but with wholeness. I am the God who transforms the stage of your life with a single whisper. I am the God who turns pages others tried to close. I am the God who writes new beginnings where the world sees only endings. No voice, no enemy, no circumstance can interrupt what I have set into motion. Your life is not an accident, it is a masterpiece woven carefully by my hands. Prepare your heart, for I am bringing flowers into fields that once looked lifeless. I am calling forth abundance in places where others declared nothing would ever grow again. I am releasing grace where scarcity once tried to imprison you. Your table will overflow. Your voice will rise like a beacon. Your name will be carried not by the winds of sorrow but by the winds of triumph. The tears that fell silently in the loneliness of the night did not vanish into nothingness. The whispers you carried in the depths of your soul, when no one else seemed to hear, reached my throne with the weight of a thunderous cry. I do not ignore sincere hearts. I do not overlook hidden pain. I gather every fragment of your sorrow and transform it into seeds of future joy. You have walked through valleys that seemed endless, but you never walked alone. You have stood in storms that tried to break you, but my hand held you firm. You have faced nights when hope felt fragile, yet hope remained, because I guarded it. You questioned whether I still remembered you, whether I still cared, whether I still planned something beautiful from the ashes. Hear me now, nothing has slipped through my fingers. Not a single moment of your suffering was wasted. I have used every second to sharpen your discernment, deepen your compassion, strengthen your endurance, and anchor your identity in who I say you are. Your story is about to shift so dramatically that those who doubted you will not recognize the person you have become. They will see resilience where they once saw fragility. They will hear authority where they once heard silence. They will witness honor rise from the very places where humiliation tried to bury you. And when they ask how such transformation is possible, the answer will be simple: it was my hand, my grace, my promise unfolding in its appointed time. Now breathe, my child. Lift your head. The season of drought is ending. The season of flourishing is beginning. I am restoring what was stolen, rebuilding what was shattered, renewing what was exhausted, and resurrecting what was pronounced dead. You will walk into spaces you once thought were unreachable. You will hold blessings you once believed were too distant. You will experience breakthroughs that exceed your imagination. The chapters ahead will be filled with joy that outshines every sorrow, with peace that silences every storm, with fulfillment that overshadows every disappointment. You will look back and understand why certain doors closed, why certain people walked away, why certain paths felt painfully narrow. Every no was a divine redirection. Every loss was protection. Every delay was preparation. Your story is not ending, it is unfolding into its most extraordinary season. And everything, absolutely everything, will testify of my faithfulness. You were never speaking into emptiness, even on the days when your own voice trembled as it rose like a whisper against the weight of everything pressing on your spirit. While you believed your prayers were dissolving into silence, I was already setting movements in place, subtle at first, invisible to the natural eye, yet powerful enough to bend realities. Many looked at you and assumed silence meant abandonment. They misread the stillness as indifference, unaware that silence is often the chamber where destiny is forged. Gold is not shaped in crowded arenas, but in hidden fires where no applause can reach. And there, in the places where the world could not see, you were refined. You endured pressures that others would have fled from. You remained where I placed you even when you felt buried, and I tell you now, nothing about that season was wasted. When everything around you appeared to fall apart, dreams crumbling like sand between your fingers, strength leaking from your bones, hope dimming with each passing hour, I was laying foundations that no storm could erode. I was constructing a stability that would not merely sustain you but lift you into places you once believed were beyond your reach. Every loss you endured, every goodbye that left an ache in your chest, every hand that released yours without warning, none of it was punishment. It was purification. I removed the people, habits, and environments that would have suffocated your purpose. I shut doors you begged me to keep open because they would have been detours dressed as opportunities. I silenced voices that drained your strength, voices that tried to define you by your failures or your wounds. What you called loss, I called liberation. And now you stand on the threshold of a new season, one where the weight of the past no longer chains your steps. Invisible shackles are breaking, ancient knots are loosening, and ties that held you to outdated versions of yourself are dissolving. What has hindered you until this moment has no authority over your tomorrow. What wounded you will not dictate your story. What was plotted against you will be transformed into a stepping stone beneath your feet. I do not restore to the measure of what was taken, I multiply. When I return what was lost, I return it in abundance. When I bless, I do so in ways that make even the doubters acknowledge that my hand was upon you all along. Blessings will rise from unexpected places, provisions from directions you never anticipated, because I do not operate by probability but by purpose. Many did not understand the path you walked. They judged what they could see, only the surface of your life, never discerning the wars you fought in silence. They did not witness the nights when your heart bled quietly, when you lifted prayers with a voice cracked from exhaustion, When your soul trembled under the burden of battles only I knew you were fighting. They saw the smile but not the shadows behind it. They saw your endurance but not the cost of it. Yet I saw everything, your perseverance when the ground felt unsteady, your determination when your strength was nearly gone, your faith that persisted even when every visible sign contradicted what you believed. Tell me, what symbol defines that silent faith inside you? The faith that does not shout but refuses to die? The faith that holds on even when the darkness thickens? Because that faith, unseen, uncelebrated, unspoken, is what kept you standing. Even when discouragement tried to suffocate your vision and uncertainty blurred your path, there was a hidden purpose woven into every step you took. With each experience, no matter how painful, I was crafting a resilience within you that could not be learned in comfort. Not only were you being prepared to receive what was promised, you were being shaped to carry it with unshakable integrity. What will bloom in your life will not be the result of human effort alone, it will come by my breath. Those who attempted to steal what belonged to you did not understand that they were touching something that had an owner. I am the keeper of your promises. No one can rob what my hand has sealed. They may try to stain your name, place obstacles in your path, or speak words meant to wound you, but none